What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Plus Added Time here on Project Dits. As always, I am safely through to the next round of the FA Cup, Nathan Greenaway, and he is also through safely to the next round of the FA Cup. It's a good thing Klopp won that trophy, or FIFA would look very stupid right now. It's Darragh Gibbons. Darragh, how does it feel to be safely through?
Oh, brilliant. Smash Aston Villa away. It was a tough game, but I think we got through it in the end.
Can you imagine if Hansi Flick won Best Manager of the Year and then lost to a load of postmen and teachers?
Yeah, was that
That
they
would
were
have been
called?
embarrassing.
Strange surnames, that. And yeah, shocking, wasn't it?
A little bit shocking. But how are you?
I'm good now, yeah. Lockdown
Nervous?
in full effect. Oh, for that. Yeah, well, this is, part 1 of 2, an epic series this week, isn't it?
It's going to be, yeah. This is the first podcast of 2 coming in the next 7 days, as Dara just said, because this Sunday, it is Liverpool v Man United at Anfield. United 3 points clear after a tetchy win. That's not a word you hear very often anymore, but a tetchy win over Burnley.
Still happened.
Oh, okay. A nervous win over Burnley.
Perfect.
Scrappy as all hell, but we got through. Didn't play particularly great.
No, but, it reminded me of last season. We went to Sheffield United and Dean Henderson's let one go through his body off a Genie Wijnaldum sort of half volley. Very similar. Reminded me of that.
I remember that. It was a good strike. I think, was it Pope who was in goal?
Yeah.
It must have been. Yeah, Pope will be disappointed, but there's a lot of people in front of him as well. One of them being Martial, if you've seen the picture. Have you seen the still image?
I haven't, no.
Oh, it's from behind, so Pogba's about to hit the volley, and Martial is like crouched up, standing up in a ball, looking like he's about to shoot himself. Probably thinking it's coming straight for his face.
Yeah, and obviously we're actually playing each other twice in the next week, isn't it? Because we're actually playing the FA Cup Sunday week.
Oh, is that Sunday week? I'd not seen that. It's breaking news for me.
There you go. Saturday the 23rd, apparently.
Oh, well, there you go. You'll have a chance at revenge.
Yeah, I mean, if I was to put my money on it, I'd nearly go Liverpool win the league game, United win the FA Cup game, because that's just how these things work, isn't it? But we're speaking of pointless competitions that don't mean anything. And speaking of pointless competitions that don't mean anything, last week's trivia question, Nathan. I don't mean the trivia question means nothing. This means everything to everyone out there. But it was up the League Cup, and the question was: there have been 10 official names of the English League Cup. How many can you name? Nathan, do you reckon you've got all of them?
I don't think I've got all of them, but I'm about to list off the few that I've noted down here.
Will we go most recent? And we'll go work our way back.
Oh, okay. I might not be in order, but I will try. Obviously, the Carabao Cup.
Yes.
It was then the EFL Cup.
Yeah.
For just a tiny little bit of time.
You won that, didn't you?
I think that was 16-17, so yeah, we did. Capital One.
Yes.
Carling.
Yes. Perfect so far.
Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Or did I miss one?
You've missed one.
Shit. Okay. Little Woods.
Yeah.
Milk. It was just sponsored by Milk for a bit. I don't know when that was.
Yep.
And Rumbelows.
Yes.
That's what I've got.
That's 8. That's 8, I think. You're missing 2. One hint I'll give you is the first one is a very basic name. It was the name for the first 20 years of the competition. What's the most generic FIFA sounding name? Like FIFA 20. What would they call the call the Carabao Cup?
Oh, what they actually call it?
Well, like, it sounds like something you get in FIFA if they can't get the rights to it.
Just League Cup?
The Football League Cup.
Oh, okay.
We loved it. And the one you missed out is from 98, 99 to 2002, 2003.
Okay.
Liverpool won it twice in this time.
Send my head back in time.
It's another beer from what I remember. I think it's a beer.
Is it? No, I don't know. That's what I'll just have to give up.
Yeah. Worthington, the Worthington Cup.
Oh,
Is that a drink? I think
I think
so.
it's like a draft or something, isn't it?
Is it? I can't say I've ever drank it.
Let's have a very quick Google here.
Capital One. That's my favorite beverage.
Worthingtons. It's a British beer, brand after Whitbread or something like that, known as Worthington Beers. Never heard of them.
Class. Love that.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we said, Liverpool, Man United this weekend. Do you have a trivia question for us, or are you gonna save it for the end?
I'll save it for the end, will I?
Save it for the end. So, Liverpool, Man United this weekend, coming in very kind of differing levels of expectations. I think at the minute, Liverpool kind of had a little bit of a dodgy run lately. United, other than the League Cup, the Carabao Cup, or is it the League? What's it called now? It is Carabao, isn't it? Carabao Cup defeat. Perfect last 11 league games, 9 wins, 2 draws. How are you feeling going into the game?
I think it's because it's been so long since it feels like we played in the Premier League. I think it must be a week at this stage. That Southampton game feels like so long ago. You've got that kind of dread hanging over you at all times. It's like when you go into an international break on the back of a defeat. It's a bit kind of like, ugh, you feel awful heavy and downbeat. But the more I kind of think about it, the more I am looking forward to the game. And I feel, we haven't been in our best form the last few games, but I think they'll definitely have a bit of a kick up the arse for this game.
I think you got to, taking off my bias at the minute, you got to imagine Klopp, after the Southampton game, can't have been happy. The creativity was non-existent. And then going into the Aston Villa game, we knew Aston Villa weren't going to be able to field anywhere near a strong side. They actually ended up playing their academy.
I don't know. They were a very good team to me.
But yeah, this is the thing. You got a very early goal from Mane.
Mane, yeah.
And then it looked like, oh God, these kids, they're not going to be able to deal with Mane. But they dealt with the entire, they got an equaliser back off some
Louis Barry.
That's some Besiktas level defending. I'm talking about Man United there, not Besiktas.
No. It's not even Besiktas, it's Başakşehir, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
It's the one you always get wrong.
Istanbul. And then, the second half though, you did get 3 goals, but my God, you looked a little bit lost. And you were angry. This is the first time a Liverpool game has been on, and I've actually got angry messages from Darragh into my DMs. You weren't a happy boy.
I don't think I can repeat on the show what I was saying in those DMs. it would not make, soccer PM, let alone soccer AM. Do you know what I mean? It was rough stuff. I was brutal though, wasn't it? Until Thiago came on, it just felt like I had a feeling it was going to go to penalties. We were getting knocked out, and I could just see I could see my feed on Twitter and all that stuff, just brutal. But in fairness, Thiago does come on, and you'd probably say he's probably one of the best midfielders in the world. He'd want to play good, but he looked just so much better than anyone on the pitch. And I know you could say he's playing against a bunch of kids, but even the Liverpool team was full of seasoned professionals, and he just looked a million miles better than everyone. And I'm just hoping he's got a bit of fitness back to him now. This is his first sort of run of games he's got. I just hope he just drives on.
Yeah, he looked unbelievable. Obviously, he needed minutes, although it was quite funny that seeing Liverpool bring Thiago on against Aston Villa's under 9s. But the guy needs, obviously, minutes under his belt. Presumably, he's going to start this weekend. You've got to think, Klopp, after watching the last 2 performances, you surely got to start him, even if he only plays 60, 70 minutes.
Yeah, he definitely has to start, doesn't he? And I think another thing going into this is it's probably the first time this game has an Anton writing on it since probably that 08-09 season. But even then, that Old Trafford game where we beat you 4-1, I think it was. I can't remember. Even at that stage, I think you were something like 7 or 8 points clear. So it wasn't really a title race. And then again, you could say this still isn't a title race. I think we were discussing in the week, Nathan. It's actually only 17 games played so far this season.
It is slightly mad. So to bring it to the United side a little bit, you got kind of almost temper your expectations a little bit, because in your head you're like, oh my God, coming up to the middle of Jan, we've just gone 3 points clear. But in the middle of Jan, usually how many would we probably have played 20, 21 games of the season? And I know that's only four
Yeah.
more, but that's still 12 more points potentially that the the team in second can't get because those games have already been played.
Yeah.
If you get how my maths is kind of working now, I'm being one of those people where it's like, oh, my team's top, mathematically work out how can we stay top. But it's like,
We only have to win the next 20 games to win the league.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's 21 games still still
It's
to be
mental.
played. We've
It's
still got to
ridiculous.
play Liverpool twice
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
as well. We've not even played yet, like this season, and it's the middle of Jan,
Do you
which
know
is completely mad.
the game at Old Trafford is like the 1st of May? That could be that could be class if we get around
Yeah,
to that.
and just something that, just to bring it to, it's not often we respond to stupid quotes on here, but I want to talk about James McAteer and something that he said
Jason.
today. Jason McAteer. See, he's so
His
pointless to
evil
me. I
twin
can't even
brother.
remember his name. And he said in an interview, I think it was today or yesterday, but I didn't see it until earlier today at time of recording, that United's position is false. Which, and part of me was like, yeah, if we were 9 games into the season and we'd gone 3 points clear, I'd be like, I kind of get what you're saying, but we are pretty much halfway through. Which, if we're top come 19 games played, that means we would have had the best first half of the season of everyone in the league.
Yeah.
Like at some point, you got to just kind of stop all this stuff where it's like, oh, it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side, so it's kind of
Yeah.
a fake United. Because I know we were just saying we're not that far through the season like usual, but we're still 17 games in. We haven't
Yeah.
lost in 11 games. Like, and we
Well,
won 9 of them.
Jason McAteer had a very decorated career, so there's someone who knows how to win a Premier League, it's definitely a member of the Spice Boys.
It's like when Frank Lampard was talking about Robbie Savage. He said he only likes to take criticism from people who know how to win or something.
Did you ever see that clip of that St James's Park when the referee blows for a foul and he just whacks Robbie Savage in the face? You ever seen
They
that?
don't like each other, do they?
Oh, it's
No, I've not seen
referees.
it.
Referees and Robbie Savage, probably not.
No, but no, I just thought that's a little bit stiff when you consider we're winning games. We're winning games that last season we wouldn't have won.
Yeah, and it's another thing to remember is that I know the last 2 seasons, the title's been won with 99 points last season and 98 the season before that and 100 the season before that. But if I think we worked through this, Nathan, if every team was to win all their games till the end of the season, they'd still finish below Liverpool's 99 points. I think it's something like that.
It's
So
mad how it fluctuates, isn't it?
it's going to be one with like 85, 86, I'd say.
I think at the most, because every team has had a big blip so far. Like at the top of the table, like Liverpool obviously kind of going through theirs at the minute, and you had the Aston Villa game. United, our start to the season, and we got absolutely destroyed by Spurs.
Yeah.
And it's only now we got some consistency that we've become the most consistent team in the league, basically because although we're still drawing the odd game, we're not losing anymore. But it's like City have kind of a rough start as well, even though they're only going to be 1 point off the pace if they win their game in hand.
Yeah.
And it's such a funny season, but
And going into this game, got a good stat to go for you. Liverpool have currently gone 2 games in the league without scoring. This is the first time since May 2018. The last time they went 3 games without scoring, March 2005.
it's mad. I think
That
for us,
seems
you just got to go back to the entirety of LVG's reign. Just that 2 and a bit seasons or whatever it was.
What was that? Was it? I can't remember. Was it Louis van Gaal or was it Mourinho when you went something like 25 games unbeaten and you went from like 6th to 5th?
Jose, yeah,
Was
because
that Jose? Was it?
I think this is completely off the top of my head, but like I think we won like like 2/3 of them and drew the other third. So although we were like drawing every third game or something. So
Yeah.
it's like, but I think also everyone above us just wasn't losing.
Yeah, I think everyone had. I think that was a very strong season in the Premier League, wasn't it? I remember Chelsea got hit over 90 points, and I think the top 4 was 75, 76 points.
Yeah, it was something like that. Like we were playing really well, and we were beating like teams above us as well. I think under Jose we had a really good record against teams above us, and I think we still do now under Ollie. But we were just drawing. It's been the teams below us that's ever since Fergie left, under Moyes, under Mourinho, under Louis van Gaal, where we just couldn't break teams down who would sit back.
Yeah.
Like we're still awesome on the counter, which is why we would win the derbies still, or why we would still be competitive against Liverpool. But like, at the minute, we're able to finally break teams down. It looks like anyway, and that is something else that's happened lately. Bruno Fernandes had 2 games in a row where he hasn't looked like the best player in the world, and then you got like Roy Keane taking digs at him.
Absolute fraud.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird how it turns. Like I know, like the City game, although we played well, we had chances. We obviously didn't take them, and Bruno didn't look quite up to stuff against Burnley. But then again, Burnley defended really, really well. They created a lot of chances themselves, and it was only because of a bit of slack goalkeeping and a good volley that we actually won the game.
Yeah, when I went in, I'm not going to lie, devastated
You were
again.
Yeah.
I think I was texting throughout the game going, no, you'll win it, don't worry. But then when the goal actually goes in, I'm like, oh, yeah.
I was really getting frustrated because Burnley started off really well. First thing first, but after the first 20 minutes, I was like, oh no, this is going to be another one. United have a chance to do something and we fall off. And as the game went on, as you were messaging me, you were like, you sent me one who said the goal's coming at some point. And I was like, but I did lose a little bit of faith. I thought, oh no, they're going to dig their heels in. We're going to have 1,000 chances unless we get a penalty. We're not scoring. And then it went in. I was like, 3 points clear.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is it was very similar to a Liverpool game from last season, where you hold on for ages and ages, and then you get lucky. There were certain games last season we won where we just didn't deserve it all. I remember West Ham at home. I think we won something 3-2, something stupid like that. And David Moyes still never won at Anfield, and long may that continue.
What a guy! He'll get there. But I'm feeling cautiously optimistic going to this game. If it was at Old Trafford, I think I've messaged you already. If it was at Old Trafford, I would think I'd be on this podcast saying we're going to win.
Yeah.
I'll be Kevin Keegan all over this thing. But at Anfield, it's funny. It's your record at Anfield, which you've not lost since 2017 when Big Sam'd you. And, but our away record outside of the Champions League is stunning at the minute.
Yeah.
But it is two sides whose best assets are counter-attacking. So
I always had a sneaky suspicion. I didn't want to write it down, but in my preseason predictions that we did a few weeks ago, that went very well from what I remember. One I was going to put in it was all dependent on if fans were allowed back in the stadium or not. But one of them was definitely Liverpool lose their unbeaten run at Anfield, because I think there's so many games where you need the crowd to drive you on an extra sort of yard or whatever in a game. And when it comes to games like United and City at Anfield this season, I'm definitely a lot more nervous without fans.
Yeah, I think that kind of went some way a little bit to our bad start to the season. And we are under Fergie. We were notorious slow starters a little bit.
Yeah.
And, which maybe that's what Ollie's doing, which is converting us into a Fergie side. Although we don't play anywhere near as wide, and which is weird. The one thing I'm really hoping for this game is that Solskjaer just sticks to what's been working.
Yeah, that's
that 3 at the back thing is gone. Which if he does this weekend now, I'm very stupid saying that, but I feel like the dropping Luke Shaw to a left-sided centre half is gone. Partly, I think that's just because it just made us far too slow. But I'm just hoping he just plays a flat back 4 with Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Maguire, probably Shaw. Because Shaw's been playing pretty well, although Tells against Watford was pretty unbelievable. But no disrespect to Watford, is Watford. Which, although after watching that Bayern game, maybe we should be singing the praises of beating second division opposition.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a tough one.
you see what the manager of the side that beat Bayern said?
Go
Just to
on.
cut before I forget, he said no. He said something like, "No disrespect to Bayern, but I think it's tougher being a second division side, and the second division sides are stronger now."
Okay.
Yeah, and I saw so many. It's all because of Rahul from the Conventional 9 podcast. Is
Oh
a
yeah.
Bayern Munich fan, and I
Yeah.
saw him like and retweet that post, which I thought, oh, he's really trying to hide his embarrassment a little bit by being like, they're a good side. Like, what am I meant to do? But yeah, I mean, we were saying we were going to get into our lineups. I'll just
Yeah.
finish off mine. I'm hoping, obviously, Pogba has been playing really well. I don't think he's droppable at the minute.
Yeah. And
And then it's
actually,
just who you put next to him.
just before we go into our starting line of predictions, as much as far and as well as that, how we think the game will go on score predictions, will I give you this week's Sockbusters, the long-awaited return? It's been a week. We rested it a week, but it's back and better than ever,
Here
according
we
to
go.
me. Okay, this week, since it's Liverpool United week, and we did Liverpool last week, I thought it's only fair United this week. So again, I won't lie, it's not very original. If you've ever seen Blockbusters, it's basically that, but with football players. So I give you a cryptic clue and some initials, and it makes up a footballer, and they're all going to play. At some point, have played for Manchester United. The first one, I only have a single problem. Initials JM. J for jam, M for mother. The clue, I only have a single problem. JM.
JM, who's played for Man United.
The second one, my mother's mother. Initial N. That's a very easy one. N for Norbert. The clue, my mother's mother.
It's so shit. I'm not going to let that one sit. It's Nanny.
You know what? At least it works.
I hope one person out there listening now didn't get that.
If you didn't, then you're not going to like this next one.
He didn't tweet.
Well, I'll wrap it up with the third one. You've already got the second one. The third one is Attenborough only likes the fifth month of the year. Initials DM. D for Darragh, M for mother. And that's Attenborough only likes the fifth month of the year. DM. Nathan, will we park that there like a Jose Mourinho defence and get back into the build-up to the Liverpool United game?
Okay.
How do you see? Well, we start with United starting lineup because I feel it's a bit more straightforward than Liverpool's, perhaps.
I think it is, yeah, and that's just because of who we have available compared to you guys, particularly in the back line. For predictions, I'm going to go David De Gea in goal. I think Henderson has done well when he's come in, but he's not. I think all the expectation this summer that he was going to really challenge for the shirt off of De Gea has kind of gone.
No.
A little bit. It's kind of not happened. I think De Gea's been in good form. I don't even think I need to justify it. He's going to fucking start.
Yeah,
And,
I don't know what you're going on about.
Yeah, left to right. I'm going to go Luke Shaw. I'm going to go Maguire. I'm going to go Bailly. I'm going to go Wan-Bissaka. That's pretty cut and dry. Unless Bailly gets injured between now and Sunday, that's really possible.
Very likely.
More likely than not. In which case, don't think Lindelof is back, so it will have to be Tanzebe, which could be rough. And holding. Now here's the thing, do I go? Is the only real question about the United lineup is it going to be a 4-2-3-1 or is it going to be a 4-4-2 diamond?
Or a very strange five at the back with Brandon Williams at left back. Like last season, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. My gut says that he's going to stick to what's worked lately, and I think he's going to go Pogba and McTominay.
Yeah.
I just think McTominay he's defensively a lot more sound than he has been recently. He's got more pace than Matic, which you need against Liverpool.
And he's been banging them in, hasn't he?
He's been banging in the goals. I'm going to go
goals. Yeah.
Rashford out wide. No.
Which side?
I was about to say out wide on the left, but no. Martial out wide on the left, Bruno in the middle, Rashford on the right, Cavani up top.
I think you should put Rashford on the left up against what I imagine will be Trent Alexander-Arnold, because they have prior
You know
history, don't
what?
they?
You know what would be great? Uh,
And yeah,
Alexander Arnold has been in. Now, before I say this to you, Dara, because I don't want to upset any Liverpool fans. I think Alexander Arnold is an incredibly good player.
I feel there's a butt coming here.
His form of late has been absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, we discussed this, didn't we, last week?
His timing's all over the place, and everything like that. What would be hilarious to see at the minute is a confident shot Trent Alexander-Arnold trying to track back against Sonic the Welsh Hedgehog.
Oh,
Dan James is fucking rinsing it. I'm not saying Dan James is then not going to try and cross it and kick it out of play. Or just Theo Walcott it everywhere.
Yeah.
Just all over the place. But Trent is... I'm going to throw it over to you because I think that lineup, and I'm pretty sure, other than maybe Matic or Fred might start over McTominay, I'm pretty sure that's nailed on to be the starting lineup. So let's throw it over to you, because do you actually start Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Well, the thing is, I think he's been... Again, we discussed this last week. His form since that Watford game last season where we lost, ever since then, I think it's 3 assists in 26 games in the Premier League, which, for a player who relies so heavily on his attacking output and is, I won't say poor defensively, but he's certainly not as good as, a typical fullback would be. The real benefit for him is his pace getting up and down and crossing balls into the box. So if you take the assists out, you're kind of thinking, what does that give us, really? But I'll start off with the basics. It's going to be the front three. It's going to be Mane, Firmino, and Salah, no doubt at all. Alisson's in goal. Fabinho at left centre back. Robertson on the left. Trent on the right. The bit for me,
I'm excited for what you're about to say.
And all United fans will be. It's the right centre back. There was rumours that Joel Matip was going to be fit for this game. Klopp said he was a maybe in his build-up to the Villa game in his press conference. But no, he wasn't in training. He wasn't in training yesterday, so I don't fancy his chances. So it's either going to be one of three. I'm hoping Klopp doesn't put Jordan Henderson at centre back again. We saw it against Southampton. It didn't really work. It wasn't bad, and I don't think they were at fault for the goals, but I don't think you can take Jordan Henderson out of that midfield in such a big game. But then you're left with Reece Williams, who for some reason everyone thinks is like the fastest defender in the world. He's not. He got skinned by some guy called Louis in midweek.
Yeah, he got skinned by just a kid. The kid wasn't even in the Villa team, by the way. It was just someone that ran on the pitch.
It was actually a streaker. Louis on the pub. So I'm not. I don't know. I don't want to see Reece Williams starting, but then at the same time, I don't want to see Nathaniel Phillips, who he's not even a kid, is he? He's a OAP, I'd say. But the thought of Martial or Rashford running on a low confidence Trent Alexander-Arnold and Nathaniel Phillips is just strikes fear into any Liverpool fan.
Fabinho and Henderson trying to hold an offside trap whilst Martial, Bruno, Rashford and Edison Cavani. It makes this is the thing. This is what's going to make it so annoying when you guys listen to the post game podcast and we've lost. Is that the thought of that in my head? I'm like, we're going to win fucking 5-0.
Yeah,
they're going to be too scared to attack. Like, we'll have Wan-Bissaka holding off the Scottish Gael Clichy.
He was a good left back.
Yeah, he was. That was really unfair, and he's still playing.
Is he? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he's playing somewhere in Turkey. He's had a pretty good career, and
I think
everyone is.
Everyone's playing in Turkey these days, aren't they? It's the new rave. But
yeah, it just makes me and I'm getting too excited because I'm getting too confident. So, like, I know you've got Firmino, who only scores at Anfield. So, I mean, Sadio Mane against Wan-Bissaka for a whole game. I would love to just have like a camera just looking the entire time at that battle, because that's
Yeah.
going to be really interesting to watch.
Do they still do that player cam? The only one I've ever remember in my life was Angel Di Maria against, I think it was like Burnley or someone like that.
Do you
Do
not
they still
remember
do that?
Heskey Cam when he went to
Heskey?
Australia?
No.
Oh my
What's
God,
this?
when he joined his whichever side he played for in
That's
Australia,
the New Jets or whatever they called
they
Newcastle's
had
New Jets.
they had Heskey Cam, which was just you could watch the game, but it's entirely focused on Heskey.
Heskey just meandering around the pitch. Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up.
He's not even the thing about Heskey, incredible player. Like the hold up play and combination with Michael Owen, stunning. It's legendary. But he wasn't an exciting player to watch.
When you say that, I just think of I can't remember who it is, but there's some game where there's just like 100 cameras all focused on Zinedine Zidane playing some game. It might have been the World Cup final now that I think about it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But to contrast that with like a 35-year-old Emile Heskey playing in the A-League, it's not great, is it?
If Zidane played now, I'd be pretty into that. If Heskey played at like 25, I wouldn't be into that.
He made his debut in like 1994. Doesn't that just sound
Heskey,
wrong?
yeah, it's mad. He had such a long career, and he was a really good player, but he was just a big guy up front who could hold the ball up incredibly well. But
he sort of set the way for like Joe Linton, Roberto Firmino, the non-scoring striker.
God, putting Joe Linton in the same bracket as Heskey or Roberto Firmino, it's just a fucking insult. Bruce has been playing Joe Linton out on the left now.
Of course.
He's pretty much given up.
I mean, this is only based off the Newcastle game from a few weeks ago, but I don't think Joe Linton's a bad player. I just think he's not a traditional striker. I thought he was pretty good with the hold up, and it's like, I mean, I say his dribbling. It was just his hold up really, and laying it off to the sides. But yeah, he never looked like scoring that entire game. But anyways, I've got a bit sidetracked.
Yeah,
I think actually one last thing on Heskey. Do you know his middle name is Ivanhoe? You know that?
What? No, that's weird. Where's that from?
Ivanhoe Heskey. Oh, I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess. So I think the way we should set up is we should take the game to United. Not literally, because the game has to be played at Anfield. But I think we need to attack from the front foot. We need to get in the midfield. Needs to be. I can't work out who's playing in the 6 in this, but it needs to be a midfield of Thiago, Henderson, Wijnaldum. I see. Thiago's been playing in the sort of the 6 lately, and just like spraying balls out wide and like moving the play forward. But I'd like to see him in the 8, trying to like slide through the front 3. And then I'd nearly get Gini Wijnaldum to just man-mark Bruno Fernandes out of possession, because he scares me, Bruno Fernandes, and not because of his face. I'm sure it's a lovely face, but I am looking forward to it. The more we get closer to it, and I reckon. Have I said my starting lineup? No, I haven't. The other centre back, I'm gonna say it's probably. See, I reckon Klopp will pick Jordan Henderson, but I'd want. Oh, God. Will we go Nathaniel Phillips? Because I don't really want to see Reece Williams playing either. We'll go Nathaniel Phillips.
It's going to be really interesting, because I feel like what's going to happen, let's say they set up exactly how me and Darragh just said, which they should, and because we're very smart. The funny thing is, if Wijnaldum marks Bruno Fernandes out of the game, and when Bruno Fernandes gets man-marked, because he's given that 3 role, he tends to drift out to the wings. So you'll see him when he gets like man-marked, when we're playing the Champions League, and he got man-marked pretty much against Leipzig in the game that we won 5-0. He drifted out to the left. That just left a giant hole in the middle. But what's that actually going to leave is Thiago spraying balls out diagonally, and Paul Pogba spraying balls out diagonally. So it's going to turn into kind of a tennis match. Because you've got Paul Pogba and Thiago, Thiago has, across the last year, probably more than last year, has been in much, much better form. But they do pretty much a very similar job.
No, I'm not having that. Thiago's winning the Champions League final, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Thiago has been in much better form, but that is what would happen. Like, is that it would be Paul Pogba and Thiago both trying to pull the strings. I fancy Thiago in that battle just based off Paul Pogba's unbelievable laziness.
Yeah, one thing I love about Thiago, it's such a simple thing, but I'm not sure if you've seen it. The way he just dives into every header. Like, I swear he's about 5'2", and he's just jumping into all these players. I love it.
Oh, interesting fact for everyone. I've already told you this, but you know that Ryan Fraser at Newcastle is now the shortest player in Premier League history to ever have been sent off. Apparently he's 5'4". I did not know that.
I did.
I would have. Oh, but he's shortest player in Premier League history now.
There was a time. It was a really weird one where it was all over Twitter and Instagram. It's all over social media. Ryan Fraser was like set to join Liverpool, and like a fee had been agreed, and then it just never got talked about again. I don't know if you even remember that.
I do, and I remember when he obviously refused to play for Bournemouth because he didn't want to extend his contract past the date when the Premier League got suspended last season. Everyone's got different opinions on that. If the guy had a contract agreed, you can't really hate on him too much. But then there was all the things where it's like, oh, well, he's going to get offers from Spurs, and then that never happened. Klopp was interested, or apparently, which I doubt was true. It's probably just Ryan Fraser's agent. It never happened. And he actually ends up going to Newcastle. Newcastle are a good side, great history and everything like that. But it's really not been what everyone thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I remember I was so looking forward to seeing Newcastle play this season with St. Maximin, Fraser, Callum Wilson, the other guy, what's he called, Almiron. And I'm not going to say Joe Linton. I didn't want to see Joe Linton playing up front, but I thought it had a chance of being a very good, I say attacking team, maybe counter-attacking, but it's just, for one reason or another, it just hasn't happened.
It did. In St. Maximin, we should probably send out well wishes. He's having some kind of problems post kind of COVID at the minute. So, because he had COVID and then he's got kind of lingering issues that's kept him out of the side. So, but past that, back to kind of the footballing reasons. Yeah, we kind of said in this podcast before at points that I didn't really get why Newcastle fans were so angry at how defensive Newcastle set up against like big sides. But I did watch them against Sheffield United. And I even messaged you and I was like, okay, this is actually a problem. I get it now. And I do. When you got Callum Wilson, Andy Carroll, take as injured as he gets all the time, you've got kind of easily the ability to play Heskey Owen style.
Yeah, it's a big man.
One big striker, hold it up, play it through to Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson will always score goals. He's kind of he's very Jermaine Defoe in that sense that you could put him in any side and will score you at least kind of 10, 12 goals a season.
Yeah.
And there's so much attacking talent in that. So I remember last season when we played them at St James's Park when it was the Longstaff brothers started in midfield and they played 4-4-2. And we didn't play well that day, but they attacked so well.
Yes.
And I was at that game.
Ooh.
It was a rough one for us, but when you look back on it and kind of take your United hat off and flip around and look at the way Newcastle played, what happened to the way they played?
Yeah, it was strange, wasn't it? I can remember that. I can still remember that clear as day. Matty Longstaff, I've never heard of him before the game because I'd heard all this buzz about a Longstaff. Out of context, that sounds a bit weird. But
Soccer PM.
It was, and it wasn't the OG Longstaff. It was the BTEC ginger brother Longstaff. And I swear he doesn't play all year, and he's just brought out to play against Yi.
Yeah, it didn't work last time. We won 4-1 this season. But
I could just feel the anger as you said
that. Matty Longstaff, he was still on £800 a week last season. Still on his his last academy contract.
Oh god.
And his contract was up. And did you hear all the things that Udinese snuck in and tried to get him?
I remember something about that. All right, what happened?
Well, his contract was up. And he hadn't re-signed, and then Udinese made an offer to take him to Italy and everything like that. And Newcastle still didn't make a new offer until really late in the summer. And he has signed a new deal now. But yeah, it would have been I reckon one of the weirdest transfers in football history
Yeah.
is Ginger Matty Longstaff swap Tyneside for the Italian Vineyards or whatever.
Yeah, it would be a weird one. Anyways, I've no idea what we were talking about, but
Well, it's all about, yeah, you can tell we're excited for this game.
Yeah, as we just keep going off on tangents, not trying to avoid it at all. But Nathan, what would you say is your score prediction for the game?
I'm not going to give two because I've heard people make predictions before and they're like, oh, my heart says this and my brain says this. I'm just going to give one. I'm going to be bold. I am going to go 3-1 Man United.
Ooh, that is very bold.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, for some reason, I think it's got like if both teams play well, it's got like a 3-3 written all over it, but I don't think it will be a 3-3. I think it's going to be I don't want to say a draw either. I don't want to be boring and say a Desmond 2-2.
This also, before I say it, I'm going 3-1 United, but I would, if this is fucking 0-0 written all over it, just because me and you have decided, we're going to do special podcasts, we're going to do everything. We're going to open the post-match podcast with just us pretending to be asleep, and then we're just going to talk about a different match because it was so fucking boring.
Do you remember the season? It was like, Sky were building it up for weeks. I think it was like Red Monday they called it. It was Monday night, it was like September 2016, and it was one of the most boring games of football. The only thing I can remember from it was like a Phil Coutinho long shot that De Gea made a good save from, and that's it.
Yeah,
I have
remember
no
that.
memories of that game.
I remember going to the pub to watch that one, being super excited and just being like, after work, gonna pop down, watch United Liverpool, get all the lads around, get the beers in, way, and then half time we're like, should we just fucking go?
Yeah, So my final prediction I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for a 2-1 to Liverpool. I think it's going to be a very cagey game because it always is. Liverpool United is never a walk in the park, is it?
No, it never goes well. Even last season when we weren't playing well, and in the first game, and you guys were flying, and then we were one up. We were one up for like 80 minutes. Marcus Rojo was playing.
Was he? Did he play in that game?
He was the defender that got caught off guard for the Lana's equaliser.
Of course he was. That's like probably one of the biggest celebrations I've given that goal. That one went in. The pub was full of Liverpool fans. Not a lot of United fans where I'm from, thank the Lord.
Well, it's time to, since we're talking about past games, let's talk about some more past games. Darragh, it's the return of who's missing from this lineup.
Oh, I love that.
Catchy name. Yeah. So I've got 3 Liverpool v United games. I'm going to say it the right way around. These are all league games at Anfield. Okay. I'm going back to 2006-2007 season. I did want to go further back, but you're about 12 years old, so I don't want to go past your time. So who's missing from this lineup? In goal, you had Pepe Reina.
Yep.
You had a back 4, and I'm hoping I'm getting this the right way around because it's not done in formation on the Premier League website. Steve Finnan.
Okay, right back, yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Agger.
Yeah.
Jamie Carragher and Blank was at left back.
Okay, straight away, I'm hoping. Here I'm thinking that's correct.
You had a midfield of Steven Gerrard, Xabi Alonso, Mohamed Sissoko,
King.
Blank, and Dirk Kuyt was joined by Blank.
Oh, good Lord.
3 players missing, 1 in defence, 1 in midfield, and 1 up front. It looks like on paper it was a 4-4-2.
I'm thinking, is that a 4th central midfielder, the second Blank? No, I probably shouldn't ask. Okay, so I'm thinking straight away the left back. I'm hoping it's John Arnorisa.
It was John Arnorisa.
Oh, king. Favourite player growing up. Okay, and the striker, it's... Okay, the 3 I've got in my head. Kaut would have been up top with. It's either going to be Bellamy, Crouch, or Fowler. It's one of them 3. It probably won't now that I've said it. But I'm thinking, who would you pair Kaut with? And I'm thinking it's got to be Peter Crouch.
It's not Peter Crouch, but Peter Crouch did come on.
So I'm gonna go with. There's no way he's starting at like 36-year-old Robbie Fowler, is there? Bellamy.
It was Craig Bellamy.
Okay.
Robbie Fowler. This was the days where you didn't have a lot of subs, so Fowler wasn't even on the bench. If he was still at the club, I don't remember. Who are you thinking for your midfielders? So you got Xavi Alonso, Mohamed Sissoko, and Steven Gerrard. Who was joining them?
Well, I'm thinking it can't be a fourth central midfielder, can it? I don't think Rafa would. Then again, it is Rafa Benitez. See, I'm trying to think of some of the weird players who were at Liverpool at that time, and the ones I've got are like Harry Kewell, Bolo Zenden, Jermaine Pennant, and I remember Mark Gonzalez. I don't remember anything about him except for his name. And he holds the record at Liverpool for the fastest goal by a debutant, something stupid like that. But again, I don't think he's playing United. Who's the safe bet there? I'm going to go Jermaine Pennant.
Not Jermaine Pennant. Do you want to have one more go?
Have I named him in that three?
You did name him in that three.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to say Mark Gonzalez, so I'm going to go with the man who started the 2007 Champions League final, Bolo Zenden.
It was Mark Gonzalez.
Oh my god.
You were so close.
Oh.
You were very, very close. Yeah, Mark Gonzalez did start. He came off on the 61st minute for Fabio Aurelio, who was a defender.
Yeah, he's a left back.
So, in a 0-1 loss to Manchester United, Paul Scholes sent off in the 86th minute.
Yeah.
Paul O'Shea with the winner.
John.
Paul O'Shea. Where did I get Paul O'Shea or John O'Shea? Because I'm looking at the two names. Scores the winner in the 91st minute, first minute of injury time, in, according to the stats, the world's most boring game of football.
I could imagine, yeah. That's what Ferguson used to always say, didn't he? He'd always go to Anfield and just try and take the crowd out of the game as best as he could.
Liverpool had 15 shots, 4 on target. United had 6 shots, 3 on target.
Good Lord.
So there you go. Another result that weekend that I don't know if a match you ever would have seen was West Ham 3, Tottenham Hotspur 4. Do you remember this match? Have you ever seen anything about it? Let me run you through it.
Go on, yeah.
A name that I think you could go back in West Ham history and find him starting in every single match since before the dinosaurs. Mark Noble
still
opened
there.
The scoring on the 16th minute. Carlos Tevez then doubled West Ham's advantage in the 41st minute to give them half-time 2-0 lead. Jermaine Defoe with a pen on the 51st, and then Timu Tainio, which, sorry if I'm butchering that name, in the 63rd to make it 2-2. 85th minute, Bobby Zamora puts West Ham 3-2 up. Then Dimitar Berbatov in the 89th and Paul Staltery in the 95th minute to give Spurs a 4-3 win at West Ham.
Yeah.
You should go watch the highlights if you've never watched that game. It is
like a good one.
Bonkers.
Yeah. That just got me thinking of. Do you remember the Chelsea Tottenham? I think it ended 4-4. I think Robbie Keane scores in like the 90th minute. Prime Keane and Berbatov, yeah. Did you say you had another? Sorry, go on. I
was about to say, can you think of two? The two strikers starting up front for both these clubs in this match are mental to think about. Carlos Tevez starts up front alongside Marlon Harewood. And then on the Spurs side, you got Jermaine Defoe starting up front with Dimitar Berbatov. All four of them, fabulous players. You just wouldn't put those two together.
The thought of Marlon Harewood and Carlos Tevez being strike partners is just really funny for some reason.
And Harewood was a great player. I know he's the name out of those four that people would have kind of scoffed at, but he was a fantastic player. But it's just, what weird pairings.
Yeah. I always think it was the other player. Nigel Reo-Coker always comes to mind when I think of that West Ham team.
Yeah, he wasn't even on the bench at the minute. I don't know if he was still there, but some cracking players in this match. You got like Aaron Lennon, who's still playing. Jermaine Genius was a good player. He's also a good pundit. But Mark Noble still there, though. Rob Green and Paul Robinson in goal.
Oh, isn't Paul Robinson is he the only goalkeeper to score, assist, and win a penalty? Something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you want the next lineup?
No, that's the end of the show. No, go on.
All right, let me take you to the 10-11 season at Anfield again, as I've already said.
Oh, phew.
Yeah. Here we go. Pepe Reina in goal. Back four of Glenn Johnson.
Yeah.
Jamie Carragher.
Yeah.
Martin Skirtle.
Yeah.
And Blank. You then got a midfield five of Raul Meireles, Steven Gerrard, Dirk Kuyt, Lucas Leiva, and Blank. And then Blank was up top on his own.
Okay, I'm pretty sure the Blank up top on his own is Luis Suarez.
Oh, bang on.
Okay. See, now that left back, for some reason, I think Carragher was playing fullback in that game. For some reason, I remember that's the game where he takes out Nani, isn't it?
Ooh, let me check. Yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're looking for central midfield partner to Martin Skirtle. Do apologise.
Yeah, so perfect. I think I know exactly who it is because I can just remember his big nose. Is it? What's his first name again? It's like Sotirios Kyriakos.
No.
It's not. Oh. No. Did he come on in that game?
He did.
Oh my god. I just always remember him and there's a fight and I think he shows up in that. So the left back.
So I think what's happened here, looking through it, is Carragher started at centre half and then moved to fullback because of an injury in the 24th minute to the person you are looking for.
Let's see, injury-prone defenders. We've had a few of them over the years. I'm thinking it's... I don't want to be wrong a second time, but is it Daniel Agger?
No.
No. Who's that one?
It is once again Fabio Aurelio.
Oh my god. And yeah, to be fair, he was always injured as well. Okay, so I've got...
you're just missing a midfielder, and then a midfield five again was Raul Meireles, Steven Gerrard, Dirk Kuyt, Lucas Leiva, and Blank.
God, I had five in midfield. So I'm thinking... Dirk Kuyt used to play on the... I think it was the left he used to play. So I'm thinking...
He used to play fucking everywhere.
That's a good point.
The only place I've never seen him play is in goal.
Yeah, I love how everyone used to love Dirk Kuyt because he used to just run around a lot, which is like the bare minimum I'd expect of any
Dutch
footballer.
James Milner.
Do you know he scored his stats are better than Ian Robbins if you compare the two,
James
goals
Milner
and assists.
James Milner is for me.
I meant Dirk Kuyt, sorry.
Dirk Kuyt. Is one of the most underrated signings in Prem history, and I don't think he's an underrated player. But what a fabulous signing.
I think he does kind of get forgotten a bit, but he seemed to be there for ages, and I think he ended with 51, I think it is, Premier League goals. He got the 49th, where he scored I think something like 12 in a season, and then he didn't score for a year, and then he finally got the 50th.
Well, the game we're talking about, he scored a hat-trick.
Yes, yeah, I remember well. I think if you add up the combined distance of all three goals, it's about 12 yards.
Who are you missing in midfield? Who joined him?
I think it's a winger, and I'm thinking it's going to be Maxi Rodriguez.
You are absolutely bang on the money, my friend.
Loved.
2 out of 3 again. You've not managed to get all 3 yet.
It's a tough one. It's a lot tougher than I think.
It's because now I know that you remember pretty much everything that happened. I'm having to really pick and choose the game, so I can't pick any of the most memorable ones.
Yeah.
But this one, the last one, should be pretty memorable to people. This is, and I hope I'm not correct on this, Klopp's first league game against United at Anfield in charge of Liverpool, obviously.
January 2016.
Yes, I'm right then. Yeah, thank God for that.
First game in general against United.
So here we go with the lineup.
Oh God.
Pretty much 4 years to the day, near enough. At time of recording, it's the 14th. But Simon Mignolet is in goal. Alberto Moreno, Mamadou Sakho, Blank, and Nathaniel Klein are the back four.
Okay.
Jordan Henderson, Lucas Leiva, and Blank are a midfield three. Adam Lallana, Roberto Firmino, and Blank are the front three.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Now, the centre-back, I'm torn between two. I don't think it's Martin Skirtle because at that point, he was finished. He was still there, but he was finished as a footballer. I say that, he's still playing.
He still plays in Turkey.
Okay, so it's between, for me, Lovren and Torre. And Colo Torre did play around that January mark, I remember actually, because I remember him playing in that Norwich game. I'm going to go Torre.
It was Colo Torre.
Yeah.
Colo. Who partnered Henderson and Lucas Leiva in midfield?
Oh, okay, I don't think it's going to be Joe Allen. It wasn't Lallana. I think you already said Lallana, didn't you?
Yeah, Lallana started on the left.
Oh, okay.
In attack. Nice.
See, I'm thinking, because last week actually Joe Allen was an answer and Emre Can wasn't, I think I'm going to go with Emre Can.
If he can, anyone can. It was Emre Can.
Okay. And then the front three you said was Lallana, Firmino, and Blank, was it?
Yeah.
I see. I'm torn between two because I think Coutinho is the obvious answer, but I seem to have a really weird memory of the goal you score in that game. It's a corner, and I remember Jordan Ibe was 1-on-2 for some reason, and that's how they got the cross into the box. But would Klopp really start Jordan Ibe against Manchester United? I'm going to say Coutinho and play it safe.
Nope, not even in the squad.
God, why wasn't Coutinho in that team? Oh, he didn't play in that Norwich game either, actually, no. Lana Firmino, it's not going to be Benteke on the right. Sturridge, no. Good lord. Ibe, I'm going to have to go with
it. Nope.
No.
And I'm going to give you one clue. This player is still at the club. And he still wears the same number.
Oh, it can't be James Milner on the right. No, surely not. Oh God. I think I'm gonna have to back James Milner.
You're bang on. It was James Milner.
James Milner starting on the right wing.
According to this Google graphic of the lineups.
God.
That was a 1-0 United win with a Wayne Rooney goal in the 78th minute. Just for anyone curious, I'm going to run through all three of the United lineups now. I'll start with the 2016 one. David De Gea in goal, back four of left to right of Matteo Darmian, Daley Blind, Mike Smalling, and Ashley Young. Morgan Schneiderlin and Marouane Fellaini were the holders.
Lord.
Anthony Martial, Ander Herrera, Jesse Lingard were the three behind Wayne Rooney. In the 10-11 season,
this should be a good team.
Edwin van der Sar was in goal, a back four of Patrice Evra, Wes Brown, Mike Smalling, and Raphael. Midfield four of Ryan Giggs, Michael Carrick, Paul Scholes, and Nani. Front two, he's back, Dimitar Berbatov and Wayne Rooney. And then 06-7, just bringing it up again.
Was he playing in that game?
He might have come on, but
no,
he didn't. Edwin van der Sar in goal, a back four of possibly the best back four in Premier League history. Patrice Evra, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, and Gary Neville. Midfield four of Ryan Giggs, Michael Carrick, Paul Scholes, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Wayne Rooney partnered who? I'm going to give you a little guess at this.
I'm thinking Louis Saha, based on the time.
Henrik Larsson.
Henrik Larsson played.
Yeah, it was the one season when we had him on loan for a year. Louis Saha did come on for him in the 67th, Mikel Silvestre came on. So did John O'Shea.
Scored the winner. Imagine John O'Shea coming off the bench to score a winner against you, God. And he was a boyhood Liverpool fan, if I'm not mistaken.
We also said Dirk Kuyt scored a hat trick in the 10-11 game.
Oh, what a game!
Chicharito, in injury time, got one back to kind of ruin the clean sheet, but not a lot else. But not a hard one this week. You didn't do as well as I was expecting.
No. Especially with that James Milner on the right wing is completely thrown me along with Mark Gonzalez playing football. If I'm being honest.
Oh, but there we are. So history tells us this could be a good game.
I mean, you did read out a 1-0 and 2 1-0s.
It was a good 1-0 though.
And you said one of them was, based on the stats, the most boring game of football you've ever seen. So,
all right. My hope is misplaced.
I've got high expectations, yeah. Will I quickly give you the answers to? I mean, Nathan tried to, sabotage this genius game show. I could see this selling to, I don't know, ITV. Do they still do game shows? So the one Nathan got, initial N, clue, my mother's mother. That's Nanny. I thought that was clever enough. I only have a single problem. JM. Do you know it?
I don't. I can't
Current, still at Man United.
JM. How can I not think of this?
He's still at the club. He doesn't play very often.
Does he not play very often?
Well, let's say not very often. He doesn't start.
Why can't I work this out? Who is it?
Juan Mata. That's one matter. One matter.
That was so obvious when you say it like that.
And the final one, I think this one's easy enough to get, just based on the clue itself. Attenborough only likes the 5th month of the year. Initials DM.
David May, yeah. Great player.
I have no memory of him except for when you see the Champions League pictures in the new camp. He's just always in the forefront of every single one.
Solid player in his day. he had a great career, but I mean that's kind of previewed the match in a way.
Yeah.
I think we're tentatively looking forward to it. There will obviously be. If we lose, the podcast is cancelled. I think we can all agree that. But if Liverpool lose, 6 points adrift.
Oh, that sounds like great fun, doesn't it?
It does sound great fun.
How long are we going to leave it after the match to record it? Will we do it?
I think we'll just do it immediately, half an hour after.
Oh God,
just watch the game, jump on, both rant into the microphones, lose our audience.
Heated debate.
I hope it's 1-1 with both clubs getting a penalty.
Oh, that'd be funny actually.
I think Klopp can just shut the fuck up then.
Or no, we win 3 penalties and just miss them all.
That would be incredible.
and you win 1-0 with the Bruno Fernandes penalty. That's probably how it'll end up, if I'm being honest.
We win 1-0 because Bailly doesn't start. Tansebe gets injured on the 12th minute. Phil Jones has to come on. And he just volleys from 40 yards.
Phil Jagielka at the Kop end.
Oh God, what a goal that was.
Yeah.
But guys, we're gonna go. I was gonna kind of moan about Bayern and Leeds for a bit, but I just can't be bothered. I don't think it is really
I wrap it up
doing.
with the moment that everyone waits for every week with bated breath. I think that's the saying. This week's trivia question.
Yes,
it's FA Cup themed based on how I say relevant the FA Cup is. It just kind of doesn't go away. It's just kind of always there, it seems, for the last kind of week. And the question is, based on the upcoming FA Cup 4th round, who are the only team to be knocked out of the competition but still qualify for the next round?
Ooh.
That could be a tough one. It's very extraordinary circumstances. It's not like, it's not very easy. I don't even know where I found this. It's just the deepest, darkest regions of the internet.
That's where you hang out. You were looking for something else, but then that fact just appeared.
Oh yeah, that's what I was doing here. Yeah, that's everything. Do you have anything else you want to finish up with, Nathan?
No, I think that's us done. We've talked through this. As I say, we're both looking forward to the match. We'll be back in the Sunday evening, so keep an eye on your podcast feeds after the match, or listen to it on Monday, or you wait as long as you want, really. But just make sure you listen to it. So we'll be back with instant reactions to the game. But as always, you can find Project Dits and all the affiliated podcasts at Project Dits. That's Project DITS. Head over to the Discord. It's on the Twitter page. It's you can just join. You don't need anything really. You don't even need your ID. You just jump straight in. You can talk to all of us. I'm on there. Darragh's not.
No.
So feel free to come on and moan if you want. If you still want to hear more from me, I'm at Nathan Greenway on Twitter. Come over to Rogue Opinions. You can hear me talk about TV and films at Rogue_Opinion. I've got a new podcast on the way as well, but I'm not really ready to plug it too much. Darragh, what about you?
It's not going well. So, yeah, well, my New Year's resolution this year was to use Twitter more. So far, I think I've tweeted once in the entire year, but I might have to start doing something over there. That's at Gibbons_Darragh. Darragh being spelled DARRAGH.
Well, again, guys, thank you very much for listening. We'll be back on Sunday evening, and goodbye.
Good luck.